30-20, 30-21, NFL honors are finally here. The NFC Championship and the AFC Championship is finally concluded. We only have the Super Bowl left, so it's time to give awards to some of the best players in the game. The first award that was presented was the MVP award. The 30-20, 30-21 MVP winner is DeMarcus Williams, quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders. DeMarcus Williams, from the start of the season until the end of the season, he showed out week after week. He has it all as a quarterback. The big time arm, he can throw the ball on the run, he has deadly accuracy, incredible touch on the deep ball, and he's one of the most athletic quarterbacks in the game. He's an elite runner. He has big time speed, he can break you down in the middle of the field. He has good contact balance, and he has great vision, something like a running back would. This season, he led the Las Vegas Raiders to a 17-0 regular season record and the #1 offense in football, scoring over 50 points per game. There were plenty of games where the Raiders blew out teams, and there were other games where the Raiders were losing, they were in a close battle, and he delivered a game-winning drive. Not only can he front run and blow you out, he has the clutch factor. He can win close games as well. And winning the MVP wasn't solely off of his ability to win games. He had the on-field production to go with it. During the 30-20 season, he threw for over 6,200 yards, 65 passing touchdowns, and 13 interceptions, all while throwing 78% completion percentage and 15 yards per attempt. I think his passing numbers alone would have won him the MVP. But if you take a look at his rushing numbers, it's a no doubt, no-brainer MVP. 1,600 rushing yards, 24 rushing touchdowns, 27 carries of 20 yards or more. That's outstanding numbers. Anytime a player has 89 total touchdowns on a season, he has to win the MVP. So congratulations to DeMarcus Williams and good luck in the Super Bowl. The next award that needs to be presented is the Defensive Player of the Year award, and this was another no-brainer. Jeremiah Hawkins is the winner of the 30-20 Defensive Player of the Year. And if you watch Jeremiah Hawkins at all on this channel, you know that this was a well-deserved no-brainer award. Last season, he won the Defensive Player of the Year, and it was his first year playing linebacker in the NFL. When Hawkins came into the NFL, he was drafted to play edge rusher, even though he was pretty much a Swiss Army knife at Clemson. He was deemed a bust early on in his career because he really wasn't the best at taking on blocks. He was pretty much getting dominated in the run game, and he wasn't as effective as a pass rusher as he is now. Last season, the Lions moved him to middle linebacker, and he became a great player immediately. The best defensive player in the game. And he did it once again this year. I definitely thought he should have been considered to be an MVP candidate because he put up a defensive season for the ages. He led the NFL in total tackles, solo tackles, tackles for loss, sacks, and interceptions, and defensive touchdowns, and forced fumble. Listen to his stat line: 154 solo tackles, 88 tackles for loss, 37 sacks, 10 defensive touchdowns, 15 interceptions. This isn't a controversial pick for Defensive Player of the Year. Congratulations to Jeremiah Hawkins for winning another one. This was probably the hardest award that we had to give out, the Offensive Player of the Year award. A lot of great candidates, but had to go to the MVP, DeMarcus Williams. No one else in the entire league put up a season like him on the offensive side of the football. Dominating in the passing game, dominating in the run game, also leading his team to an undefeated record, another Super Bowl appearance for the Las Vegas Raiders. It was clear cut and obvious that DeMarcus Williams was the Offensive Player of the Year. We did think about Al Francis, the quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, led his team to a 17-0 record as well, had 52 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, but DeMarcus Williams' season was better. The next award that we have to give out is the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. This was a little hard, a little challenging, but I think we all know the best offensive rookie in the game was Andy Brewer, the wide receiver for the Seattle Seahawks. Came into the game scorching hot. Came into the NFL with a lot of hype as the 3rd overall pick, but he definitely lived up to it. Over 2,300 receiving yards, over 150 catches, and 20 receiving touchdowns. I think it's safe to say Andy Brewer is a superstar in the making, if not already a superstar. I mean, he was 2nd team All-Pro, and he's a Pro Bowler in his rookie year. That's something special. One of the best wide receiver prospects coming out of college I've seen in a long time. Has the long speed, gets busy, one of the best route runners in the game, such a crisp route runner. Every route, you never know where he's going. has elite change of direction ability, elite yard after catch ability. He has it all as a wide receiver. The Seattle Seahawks had the third overall pick, was one of the worst teams in the league last season. Added Andy Brewer to the team, they went to the playoffs. Congrats to Andy Brewer and the Seattle Seahawks for winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year was a lot harder to decide. A lot more candidates, a lot of rookies on defense made all-pro teams. But we had to go with Terrence Moore, cornerback, Detroit Lions, the rookie out of Clemson. He did his thing from start to finish this year. Making second team all-pro as a rookie is not easy, believe me on that, especially as a corner. But when you watch this man on film, he has elite coverage skills, does not let receivers get over top of him, great pass breakups, gets active in the run game. What more do you want from your star cornerback? Terrence Moore did his thing his whole rookie season, and I'm excited to see him grow as a player. That's all of the awards for right now. After this, we'll take a look at the Pro Bowl roster, the All-Pro teams, and the stat leaders for the entire NFL season. Let's take a look at the 30-21 Pro Bowl list. Starting at quarterback for the AFC, we got DeMarcus Williams, the MVP of the league. We got Keenan Days from Baltimore, and we got Traymon Shady. Traymon Shady has a road to glory on our channel. Congrats to him for making his first Pro Bowl. At the running back position, we got Lawrence Cowan from Jacksonville, Kyle Smith from Las Vegas, Aaron George from Kansas City, who's a rookie, and Jake Charles from Houston. At the wide receiver position, we have Zyrus from the Las Vegas Raiders, Chris Ferguson from the Houston Texans, Kyle Williams from the Las Vegas Raiders, and Marlon Restu, wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. At tight end, we have two rookies for the AFC. Reggie Kent, the rookie out of Oklahoma, first round pick. And we have Brent Roberts, the third round pick, who was an All-Pro this year for the Houston Texans, came out of the University of Toledo. At offensive tackle, we have James Stevens from Las Vegas, Casey Stanford from Atlanta, and Steve Lawrence from Miami. Offensive guard, we got Jeremy Willis for Detroit, Jeremy Gilmore for Baltimore, Micah Henry for Denver, Mike Clark for Miami, Keith Rogers for Jacksonville at the center position. Then we take a look at defensive end. Christian Towns from Kansas City, James Singleton from Miami, and Wayne Smith from the New York Jets. And then let's take a look at the defensive tackles. Leonard Barber from Tennessee, Seth Davis from Miami, and Brian Green from the Jets. Outside linebacker, we got Kevin Cruz and Michael Morris, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Middle linebacker, we got Brennan Clark from Denver, Jeremy Jones from Minnesota. At the cornerback position, we got Darius Ryan from the Las Vegas Raiders, Tommy Russell from the Jacksonville Jaguars, Ryan Wilson from the Miami Dolphins, and Jamie Johnson from the Miami Dolphins. At free safety, we have Marcus Godfrey from the Pittsburgh Steelers, my bad for butchering his name, Victor Burch from the Los Angeles Chargers, and Jason Gordon for the Las Vegas Raiders. Now we go take a look at the NFC side. We have Al Francis, quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, led them to an undefeated season where they lost in the NFC Championship. We have Sean Amory, older brother of Stan Amory, who has a road to glory on the channel, a 5-star recruit in high school right now, Los Angeles Rams. And we got Jeremy Clark for the Washington Commanders. At running back, we have Bryce Petrie, Washington Commanders, Gary Williams, Green Bay Packers, Ryan McNeil for the Dallas Cowboys, and Reggie Lucas for the San Francisco 49ers. At wide receiver, we have Andy Brewer for the Seattle Seahawks, Gabe Williams for the Los Angeles Rams, my bad, brain fart real quick, Brett Nugent for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, TJ Hunter for the Minnesota Vikings. At tight end, Chris Bird for the San Francisco 49ers, first team All-Pro. Then we have Austin Hughes for the New York Giants. Offensive tackle, we have John Williams from Detroit, Chris Lawson from Detroit, and Chris Stanford from Atlanta. Offensive guard, we have Jeff Ford from Washington, Tyler Larson from ATL, Dan Griffin from Washington. Center, we have Brett Oliver from Detroit, Marcus Clemens from Atlanta. Let's take a look at the defense though. Mike Hughes from Seattle, Andrew Waller from the Rams, Marcus Mitchell from Atlanta, Brandon Keys, interior lineman for Detroit Lions, first team All-Pro last year and this year. Clifton Mann from the Washington Commanders, Landon Hurd for the Seattle Seahawks. At outside linebacker, We have Rodney Ross from Atlanta Falcons, Nick Harris from Washington, who also made the Pro Bowl in 2019, Corey Edwards from San Francisco 49ers, who also made the Pro Bowl in 2019. Middle linebacker, we have Jeremiah Hawkins from the Detroit Lions, Nick Walton from the Carolina Panthers. Cornerback, we have Sterling from Detroit Lions. Then we have Terrence Moore, who is the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Brandon Jones from Detroit. So they have three corners that made the Pro Bowl. Then we have Alfred Davis from Washington. At free safety, we have Mike Schneider from Washington. Strong safety, we have Daniel Gardner, a 6th-round pick, rookie from Oklahoma for the Arizona Cardinals, and LaRue Davis, back-to-back Pro Bowls for him. Now let's take a look at the 30-20 All-Pro teams. First team All-Pro, we have DeMarcus Williams, quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. Also won the MVP, no surprise right there. Patrick Hogan, first team All-Pro for the New York Jets. Bryce Petrie, even though he missed time, still made first team All-Pro. What a legend. Kyle Williams, after getting paid this offseason, got a huge deal. Still first team All-Pro, way to produce. Gabe Williams to the Los Angeles Rams. Chris Bird, John Williams, Marcus Clemens, Tyler Larson, Dan Griffin, Chris Lawson, Christian Towns, Wayne Smith, Clifton Mann, Brandon Keys, Jeremiah Hawkins, the Defensive Player of the Year, Kevin Cruz, Jeremy Barnes, Alfred Davis, Sterling Thomas, Mike Schneider, Daniel Gardner, who is a 6th-round pick. He's a rookie in the NFL. A 6th-round pick, and he made first team All-Pro. Claude Seymour, Johnny King, Luke Atkins. Second team All-Pro, Al Francis had a great season. Won it with Atlanta. Gary Williams, second team. Ryan McNeil, second team All-Pro. Chris Ferguson, second team All-Pro. Andy Brewer, a rookie, came in, led the league in receiving. Second team All-Pro. Brent Roberts, a 3rd-round pick, a rookie. Second team All-Pro, very impressive. Casey Stanford, Jeremy Willis, Jeff Ford, Brett Oliver, James Stevens, Mike Hughes, Andrew Waller, Marquez Dennis, Landon Hurd, Nick Walton, Jesse Goodwin, Rodney Ross, who was a rookie, 1st-round pick, made first team All-Pro. Terrence Moore, who was an early 2nd-round pick. Hey, shout out to Terrence Moore, he got All-Pro. He also was Defensive Rookie of the Year. Brandon Jones. So three, not 2, but 3 Detroit Lions corners made All-Pro. That's crazy, man. Robert Weber, Arizona Cardinals. Brian Stevenson, Greg Greer, Ron Moore, Pete Heron. Last but not least, the final stats of the season. We won't take too long on this. We'll just highlight some of the crazy guys that put up crazy numbers, like the MVP, DeMarcus Williams. 6,200 passing yards, 65 touchdowns, 13 picks. Trayvon Shady, way better year than he had last year. The reason why he got Pro Bowl, 5,600 yards, 58 touchdowns, and 18 interceptions. Al Francis, 52 touchdowns, 5 picks. This man balled out. 5,700 yards, only 5 interceptions, and on 71% completion percentage. Sean Amory, 54 touchdowns, 17 picks, 5,900 passing yards, 69% completion percentage. Then we got Keenan Days, 32 touchdowns, 10 picks, 3,900 passing yards. Not a pass-first offense, definitely a run-first offense, but was definitely efficient when throwing the ball. Only 195 passing yards per game, though. That's not good. But then y'all can take a look at some of the other guys. Jeremy Clark, 57-12, a Pro Bowler. Kendrick Whitewater, 4,900 yards, 33 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. One of the best in the game for my money. Tay Carter III, 45 touchdowns, 17 picks, 5,200 yards. Definitely a step down from what he did his rookie season, but overall a great year. And y'all see some of the other guys. Like first overall pick, Derek Tremblay, 42 touchdowns, 17 picks, 5,600 yards. But 58% completion percentage, not that good. But yeah, that's pretty much the passing leaders. The rushing leaders, though, 3 guys went over 2,000 this year. Gary Williams, Aaron George, the first round pick, the rookie out of Michigan State, and Patrick Hogan from the New York Jets. He had 37 touchdowns, though. That's obvious why he got first team All Pro. Bryce Petrie, also first team All Pro. 1,800 rushing yards, 7.6 yards per carry, 17 touchdowns, and he missed some games. Ryan McNeil, Pro Bowl running back, was All Pro as well. Keenan Days as a quarterback, 1,800 rushing yards, 26 rushing touchdowns. This man balled out for sure, for sure. And you see some of the other guys. DeMarcus Williams, the MVP of the league, 1,600 rushing yards, 24 rushing touchdowns. Pretty impressive. Only 75 yards after contact, so he wasn't getting hit like that. He was scooting up out of there. 12.7 yards per carry, and he had 27 rushes for over 20 yards. It just shows you the wheels that this young man has. Reason why he the number one quarterback in the game. You see Reggie Lucas, a Pro Bowler. And y'all see some of the other guys. Y'all can stop it if y'all want to. Kyle Smith, another Pro Bowler, 912 yards, 6.7 yards per carry, 18 rushing touchdowns though. But he's a dual threat type of guy. He got it done in the rushing and the receiving game. On the receiving hand though, Andy Brewer, the third overall pick in the draft, a rookie in this league, he put up 2,300 receiving yards and 20 touchdowns. That's a great rookie year. 677 yards after the catch. Brett Nugent, another rookie, top 10 pick, 2,200 receiving yards. This man did his thing. A lot of guys went over 2,000 receiving yards, like Marlon Restu, Gabe Williams, Eric Foster, another rookie out of Michigan. You see other guys like some tight ends like Jesse Cotton, Reggie Kent. This is all leading by catches though, so if I sort it by yards, y'all can see Kyle Williams is an All-Pro, TJ Hunter, Brent Roberts, Chris Bird, Alex Mathis, a rookie out of Florida, Jesse Cotton, a rookie out of Buffalo, the tight end, put up a great season, 1,500 yards. Reggie Kent though, top 10 pick, definitely lived up to the hype with 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns. Pro Bowler. John Hargrove, a subscriber to the channel with 1,400 receiving yards, 13 touchdowns. But yeah, y'all pretty much see what's going on. I just want to take a look at Kyle Smith. Well, Bryce Petrie, 1,100 yards as a running back, and he missed a bunch of time. Charlie Jolly, a tight end, 1,100 yards with a whole bunch of talent on his team. He still balled out. I'm trying to find Kyle Smith. I just want to talk about him real quick. The Cortland Moten, a subscriber to the channel, went over 1,000 yards for the Dallas Cowboys. James Keller, a rookie, late round pick, 980 yards. That's pretty impressive, especially since Tyler Alexander was out for majority of the season. Kyle Smith, 943 receiving yards. So he almost went for 1,000 and 1,000, but he went 900 and 900. Pretty impressive for a running back to have this type of production through the air. Take a look at the defensive stats. Jeremiah Hawkins, obviously the defensive player of the year. 154 solo tackles, 88 TFLs. I mean, like, who's putting up numbers like that? 88 TFLs, bruh. 37 sacks. Like, who putting up numbers like this? 15 interceptions. He led the league in tackles, solo tackles, tackles for loss, sacks, and interceptions. Obvious defensive player of the year. With 10 defensive touchdowns. Come on now. What we really talking about? This guy's special. I just want to take a look at the sack leaders. Christian Towns, best edge rusher in the game, 21 sacks. Brandon Keys, 20.5 sacks as a defensive tackle. Pretty impressive. Wayne Smith, James Singleton, Keenan Walker, Mark Robinson. Brett Blake, the rookie, 10.5 sacks. And yeah, that's pretty much. We ain't gonna really look too much at the other guys. Interceptions, Jeremiah Hawkins leads the way, of course. Jeremy Watson with 7 interceptions. Daniel Gardner, the rookie, with 6. Terrence Moore, the rookie, was 6. Both of those guys was all pro as rookies. Y'all see some of the other guys. Nick Walton, 5 interceptions, is a middle linebacker. That's why he's an all pro this year. Jason Gordon, Las Vegas, 4 interceptions. Antonio Bryant, 4 interceptions. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You can be a character in the Reason Sports Network universe. We make content for high school, college, and the pros. You can submit a form. The link will be in the description. However, if you sign up with Patreon, you'll have a lot more customization and control over your character. The link will be in the description. If you want to see what would happen if Garrett Wilson went to Michigan instead of Ohio State, then click this video right here. Or you can see every single NFL video like this if you click on the playlist above. Also, if you want more customization and control over your character in the Reason Sports Network, then click on the Patreon link to the right.